Last week's topic was on to love and be loved. Inside of that, I mentioned a little something about self-love. So this week, I want to take that and expand on that just a little bit more. Hi, I'm Rick Bartran, and this is a One Narrow Path Nutshell Sermon. Now, when I say self-love, I'm not referring to like a selfish, arrogant conceit, but more of a lack of insecurities or jealousies, to rid yourself of the damaging self-hatred or not taking care of yourself by negative comforts such as junk food or smoking, drinking, drugs, cutting yourself, tattoos. In other words, not knowing your worth as you are. Everything you think you have to comfort your inner voices that tell you that you need just one more thing, whatever that is. For instance, I need a cigarette, or I need another drink, or I need another tattoo, and so on, are all some sort of temporary mask to put on to calm something that's going on the inside. Usually set off by a trigger to seek a comfort, something to generate a feeling that will just get you by until the next one. Whether it's something you need every hour, every week, every year, and so on, the more you do it, the more of a habit it becomes, and when it's a habit, you now think it's a part of you. So, anything that makes you feel good about yourself, or tough, or better, or bigger, or more confident, anything that generates a feeling to take you to a place that you have to keep going to, or to maintain that feeling, there is something going on the inside that's not quite complete in your life, and that keeps you going back to that comfort thing or habit. Now, unfortunately, those who rely on these things won't fully understand until they get to a place of total contentment with themselves, so deceptively will continue to rely on these things without even realizing it. As a matter of fact, if you're watching this and getting upset while you're defending your thing, there's more than likely something deeper going on. So let's go a little bit deeper with the insecurities or jealousies or issues inside of yourself that usually and eventually will spill over into your relationships. So the need to work on being content with yourself as to not be a hindrance in a relationship by constantly needing attention or reassurance from those insecurities or even codependency is beneficial in a healthy relationship. So when it says love your neighbor as yourself, first you have to love yourself so that you can be effective in loving somebody else. You can't take care of someone else if you don't care for yourself, because your interests are always focused on yourself and the dissatisfaction you have for yourself. You're so worried about what you think or what you look like or act like. Is my hair in place? Does my butt look fat? What are they going to think of me? Blah, blah, blah. And you know what? Nobody really cares, and that's not being rude, but everybody has enough to think about, much less be concerned by everything you think is wrong with you. So being filled with self-worry or self-concern that you don't have any room for anything or anybody outside of your insecurities, because basically they take most of your time, and to be honest, they're selfish. Any negative self-awareness that you generate outwards towards anybody else is a display of selfishness. And when you are completely secure with yourself, the healthy self-love, then you are free to just be yourself without the hindrances and are then able to give of yourself instead of demand from others to make you happy or reassure your insecurities. And the only way to fix that is to rely on the way God Himself thinks of you and then believe it. Don't wait for the feelings to come before you start to believe it, because they won't. And the only way you're going to find out what God thinks of you is to read the words directly by Him for you to take straight to the heart. The word believe in Scripture is a verb, an action word, something to tangibly take a hold of and make it a part of your life as if it already exists. A conviction based off of faith and not the way you feel at any given moment. So when it says that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, believe that you are. When it says He loves you, believe that He does. And belief is a conviction, not a feeling. And when it says to believe, don't hesitate from that moment on to start living as it's a fact and not something that'll come to you eventually. Yes, it will feel awkward and not even true, but ignore that like dropping objects while you're learning how to juggle. Just pick them back up again and keep going until it becomes a part of your life, until it becomes a good habit. If you wait for feelings, you'll never experience that freedom. I hope this has helped in some way. This is Rick, and until next week, have a good one.